Hello again, welcome back. So we set up the drawing weapons in the last one. Let's draw our tool out. So we'll do pretty much the same thing, except for we need to add one thing to our boolean here. So we're going to add a boolean real quick that is tool equipped. I forgot the B. I always forget the B. So we'll add this with this little pin right here, convert this to a boolean, and then we only want to be able to draw our weapon if we don't currently have a tool equipped, and likewise for the tool we only want to draw it if we don't have a weapon equipped. So let's go into our project settings and add another action mapping. This is going to be equip tool, and for keyboard I'm going to use the T key. Or you can use whatever key you want. I'm going to add one more. And for the gamepad, D-pad right. So now back over here, we'll call that action event equip tool. And sort of similar to here, we want to make sure we don't have the menu open and that we're not changing equipment. So Control C and Control V, we can copy and paste that. Now for the tool equipped, we want to see if we have a weapon drawn instead. And if you grab a boolean and hover over another one, you can change the node without having to disconnect, delete, read, all that. So you can just drop it right on it, it automatically changes it just like that. So let's add a branch. And if all of these are false, then we're going to do basically the same thing and say that we are changing equipment. So false, we'll set this true. Then we're going to do another notify. We're going to use basically the same ones, but we're going to make another montage version of it. So the sheathing sword, let's create another anim montage called stow tool underscore MT. And then for the withdrawing sword, we'll create another montage called equip tool underscore MT. Equip tool underscore MT. So we will go into the player base. Down here, we're basically going to be doing all the same stuff, so what we can really do is just copy all of this, except for that changing equipment because we already got it. Control C and Control V to paste it. I don't know why it's not following my mouse, but whatever. So similar to the last time, we can just drag this tool equipped to right here to alter that one. And then you can do the same thing with set nodes. So I'm going to take that right there and it sets to tool equipped automatically. Now I don't want this to be the draw sword. I'm going to make this equip tool. Stow tool. And then this is going to be changed to tool equipped. I guess really we could use the same montages, but I didn't want to. I don't know why. In case we have other things we need to do to it. But we'll set the notifies again. So right clicking in our montage, add notify, montage notify. Plus it's an excuse to go over this again and how to set up montage notifies. So we'll call it equip by clicking the pink tag and then setting the notify name. That was equip tool. So stow tool will do the same thing. About here, I think. Right click, add notify, montage notify, click the pink tab and call it stow. So now on the switch on name, change it to equip and stow, and we'll get rid of both of these. We don't need it, but we do need something similar, so we will need our equip tool function, and we'll just use our destroy weapon function for the other one. So on the equip tool, we have a melee, or we have a weapon info. Now we need a tool info. That will also be an item info type. So we'll grab that out, break it open, and since we're doing basically the same thing, you can copy and paste this basically, but I'm going to go through the process again for anybody who's wanting to see it again. So basically what we're going to do is spawn actor from class, the structure reference is the class. We'll get weapon, we'll get socket transform of our mesh and hook it into the spawn transform. You can either establish a new skeletal socket, I'm going to be using the same one, and then we'll set the relative transform space to actor and not world. So after that we will promote that to a variable called toolRef. Then we will attach the actor to component, because we're attaching the actor we just spawned to the component of our mesh, our character's body. So the parent is the mesh, and the socket name is the weapon socket. Location, snap to target. Rotation, snap to target. Scale, keep relative. Now in our destroy function, we can get our tool reference, convert it to a validated get just like that, and this way it'll just do its check, and if it doesn't detect anything, it won't do anything. But that way we can just call that same destroy function instead of having a destroy tool. So on equip tool, we'll call that here, and then destroy weapon on stow. Now we need to set the default parameter for the tool info. That I'm going to go in for the structure F, it's just going to be the hatchet. And just so we can see the difference, I'm going to go into our interaction, right click and duplicate the hatchet. You want to if you're using an item you've created from it, then you duplicate, but if you're going to the base weapon, that's when you create a child. You don't want to create a child of something you've already done though. So I'm just going to duplicate this, and this is going to be rusted sword underscore BP. I'm going to double click and open that up to the full blueprint editor. In the viewport, I'm going to select the weapon and set it all back to 1 because the blade on this one is it's fine at blade 10. So I'm going to do blade 10. Well, that's not very rusted, is it? Let's see, swords. If you click this filter right here, you can select a bunch of different things to filter your items by. I'm going to be filtering by skeletal mesh. It took it away from me. There we go. I think it's this one. Yeah, so I'm using Blade Hero Sword 16 for the starter weapon. Looks good. And then for the weapon info, item ID, we'll adjust that later on. So, rusted sword. Now for the weapon info, I'm going to change its structure reference to the rusted sword. That way when we equip the sword we can see, and when we equip the tool we can see. So here's the weapon. And there's the tool. So now we got two different things we'll be able to run around and use. We're going to set up a combo attack system for the sword, and for the tool it'll just be a one hit, just the standard attack. So, alright, in the next one we will start working on the weapon combo attack system and getting our character into a more combat ready pose. So I will see y'all there. Bye.